John Wick, Chapter 5 is a very exciting movie, but there's a different Underdog action movie I'm much more excited about. I love the John Wick franchise, and there are quite a few upcoming movies that should keep its momentum going. There's the Kane spin-off focusing on Donnie Yen's character, the ballerina movie starring Ana de Armas, and the planned John Wick, Chapter 5 all on the horizon. The franchise is going as strong as it ever was, even after John Wick, Chapter 4's ending and John's definitive fate. One movie is more exciting than them all, though, and it's not even a John Wick film. There have been dozens of great movies like John Wick, and many recent action films have mirrored its unique stylistic choices. All of them took varying levels of influence from John Wick and bring their own unique advantages to the action genre. One such movie, however, really stood out from the rest of the crowd, and became one of my favorite action movies ever. It even has a planned sequel on the way, which I find much more exciting than John Wick, Chapter 5 or any other spin-off from the franchise. Nobody 2 is a more exciting action movie sequel than John Wick 5. Bob Odenkirk's Nobody was one of the best action movies since John Wick. With Nobody 2 confirmed and aiming to begin production in August, Odenkirk's movie about suburban assassin Hutch Mansell is one of the most exciting movies set to come out. Nobody does some things better than John Wick, and there are a few reasons it's so exciting. One of the most exciting things about Nobody is that it has just begun. There are countless exciting directions it could take and interesting elements it could introduce about its world and Hutch, which is in stark contrast to John Wick's more well-defined universe and protagonist. Some of the things that make Nobody different from John Wick are also some of its greatest strengths, and why I love it so much. John Wick is a legendary assassin, and widely feared by anyone who's heard his name. That makes him very cool, but Hutch is more interesting to me. He's, as the title suggests, a nobody. He has his background as an assassin, but those days were long behind him. Hutch was, in essence, just a regular suburban dad at the beginning of Nobody, which made a lot of interesting things possible. Hutch's ordinary nature makes him more believable, amplifies the danger he faces, and it keeps the franchise gritty, where John Wick's has soared into the realm of being a parallel universe. Because it focused on the Baba Yaga, John Wick had to constantly up the stakes and add in ever-increasing numbers of unstoppable, legendary assassins to give him an actual challenge. Nobody doesn't have that problem. Something as ordinary as the mob poses a big enough threat to Hutch that Nobody doesn't need to introduce an entire network of hired killers that can take him out, and that realism is very compelling. Nobody 2 can establish Bob Odenkirk as Keanu Reeves' action successor. In addition to the in-universe aspects of Nobody, there's a major reason the franchise is so exciting from a real-world perspective. Nobody 2 could solidify Bob Odenkirk as an action star, and even set him up to replace Keanu Reeves as the biggest name currently in the genre. Odenkirk brought physicality, grittiness, and humanity to the role of Hutch, and much of Nobody's success is directly linked to his performance. I thought Odenkirk was fantastic, and Nobody 2 will give him a chance to show audiences yet again how dominant he is as the lead of an action movie. Odenkirk is being set up as a rising action star, and the current best actor in the genre is also stepping down. John Wick could be alive after John Wick, Chapter 4, but it's probably more likely that Reeves' character will stay dead. The franchise also seems to be pivoting to focus on spin-offs and other, newer characters like Kane, Akira, and Mr. Nobody. Even if Reeves does return to his iconic role, he won't be the only face of the John Wick franchise anymore. Odenkirk, on the other hand, is a rising action star, and he's even continuing that trend with Normal. Nobody and John Wick might exist within a single cinematic universe. Bob Odenkirk in Nobody in the enter with Keanu Reeves' John Wick and Hiroyuki Sanada's Kaji in John Wick on the outside. Even though Odenkirk could soon replace Reeves, there's a chance that Nobody isn't so much a John Wick replacement as it is a spin-off. There are several similarities between the franchises. Derek Kolstad wrote both Nobody and John Wick. They both feature former assassins dragged back into the heat of battle, and they share many stylistic choices. There hasn't been an overt connection between the franchises yet, and Kolstad doesn't seem very interested in a crossover, but there's potential for the franchises to connect. Hutch worked for the CIA, but it could be revealed that he knew of the Continental or John himself.